Welcome, Generals, to a new Confederate campaign in the J&P Mod. Version 1.28.4 is still the current iteration of the mod. Refer to my mod installation guide for information on where to download the mod and how to install it. I'm frequently asked, what is the meta for building the best army? Honestly, because the mod's opportunity costs are so well balanced, I don't think there is a singular meta build that everyone must follow. However, if we assume that the best army has the most unit perks, or stars, there is a clear set of choices to achieve that goal. So the first goal of this campaign is to put as many 2-star units on the field as possible, and then work towards making them 3 stars. My second goal is to eliminate every AI unit on the field in each battle, all the way up to Washington. Having the best troops will go a long way to make that happen. The third goal is to get a full CSA campaign posted in Major General difficulty, showing how effective this setup can be. Regardless of which campaign I play, the Union or the Confederacy, I choose the same starting career selections: Tactician, Cavalry, and Army. Major General Light difficulty reduces AI size and experience by about 18% compared to regular Major General. If you want the light version, click yes here. I recommend playing Major General Light if you're still learning to manage AI charges or reduce your casualties. If you're doing well with those two particular skills, then move up to Major General Regular. This will be a regular Major General campaign. My starting career points will be 3 in training, 2 in Army organization, 1 in logistics, and 4 in reconnaissance. There are a limited number of career perk combinations to start the campaign, and you always get 10 career points to begin with. This particular combination gets me closest to what I want to do. If I could cherry pick individual career points, I'd likely start with 4 in recon, 2 in logistics, 1 in Army organization, and 3 in medicine, but that's just not possible. Keep in mind, in this version of the mod, the game isn't so generous with giving us copious amounts of weapons to build our army, so we need to figure out a way to get weapons for our ever-expanding military. The 2 primary ways to do that are through politics and recon. With politics, you get more resources to buy the weapons that you want. With recon, you boost weapons recovery from your allies and enemy at the end of battles. The 2 secondary methods are with economy and logistics. Every point in economy makes buying weapons and hiring officers 5% cheaper. Logistics determines how many weapons are available to buy within the shop. If you can keep your casualties under control while maximizing your kills and captures, 4 into recon without any politics or economy can easily get you through Malvern Hill. I've gone as far as Fredericksburg with only 4 in recon, although I do recommend increasing it after Malvern Hill. I prefer to take 4 in recon up front, which increases weapons recoveries immediately at the Potomac Fort battle. I'll talk more about career selection at the first camp. The Potomac Fort battle has 2 phases. In phase 1, we intercept the Union forces heading to the fort and then capture it. In phase 2, we defend the fort from being recaptured. Potomac Fort in this campaign and Philippi in the Union campaign are the only battles unaffected by checks for variants and duplicate units. I will immediately detach skirmishers and move them plus Hexamer forward to engage the enemy skirmishers. I'll do my best to preserve my cavalry. Siegfried and Kemper will go straight north to cut off the Union infantry that wants to get to the fort. My detached skirmishers plus my cavalry should be able to handle the AI skirmishers while my other troops move to engage the Union infantry. You should know that both dedicated and detached skirmishers get natural cover and movement bonuses. That means per volley exchange, skirmishers take the least amount of casualties when adjusted for their size, so I try to lead and draw enemy fire with my skirmishers. Pandakraut will tell you that unit placement is the most important skill to master in the mod, especially as you increase difficulty. You need to manage your casualties more than anything else. The next 2 skills to develop are managing AI charges and getting the most out of your limited resources. If you figure out how to do those 3 things within your gameplay style, the rest of it will just fall in place. Ideally, the enemy should always be routing when you charge. Why? Because units that are routing do not inflict any damage. If you notice that your unit is in melee with a routing unit and you are taking damage, then they're taking friendly fire or damage from other enemy units. Kemper, Siegfried, and Campbell's artillery will be the 3 units that we get to keep after this battle, so when it comes to unit placement, we want to protect them. Hexaber does not deploy in the second half of the battle, so he is only around for this first phase. Therefore, I try to use him as a tank, so Siegfried and Kemper can gain experience by harvesting kills. When reinforcements arrive, I detach their skirmishers to rush ahead to find more Union skirmishers. The 3 infantry units will be my primary assault force to take on the fort later. We have a ton of time in this battle, so there's no need to rush. I want Kemper and Siegfried to do all the shooting that they can. There should be 3 more detached unit skirmishers trying to cut through this area. Every shot counts for getting experience for your units. I'm greedy. I don't need any of the other units doing any damage. That's all wasted experience in my opinion. The exception would be if the battle time was shorter and I couldn't sweep the field without their help. Here, Crocker is my only cavalry, so you see me use him a ton to capture and shatter enemy units. The rest of the units are just meat shields as far as I'm concerned. They need to absorb hits while my core troops maximize their experience gain. So early on, how do units gain experience? Understand that the firearms stat increases based on your unit loading and firing their weapon, whether they hit anything or not. Low experience units do not level up by killing. They actually level up by shooting and moving. Loading and shooting also gives a slight bump to stamina. Unit morale is partially increased by time in combat, so just being present in the fight will improve that stat. Stamina increases by moving around while being close to combat. Your melee stat only increases by kills made in melee. That is one of the reasons it levels up so slowly. So waiting for your enemy to rout before engaging in the melee helps to get those kills without taking damage yourself. Lastly, efficiency is increased based on killing, either from melee or from shooting. Often, efficiency does not really start to develop until after the other stats, because they don't kill much at low experience levels. With all the time on the clock, there's no reason to rush with tired units. I like to ensure everyone's rested. Once the intercepted Union troops are eliminated, you can just fast forward with your units out of combat to recover their condition before you assault the fort. I'll start my assault by letting the artillery in the fort shoot at my skirmishers while everyone else moves into place. If you time it just right, Crocker can take out both artillery batteries without getting blasted by canister fire, but it doesn't always work out that way. Since assaulting the fort puts units in immediate danger, I let my allies do the heavy work here. Kemper and Siegfried will be very busy in the second phase of the battle. Okay, even though the Union has no more troops, the phase will not end until the contested timer expires. This battle in Phase 1 could probably be an hour or even 90 minutes shorter, I would think. There are plenty of ways to play Phase 2. In the mod, the damage that the gunboats can do to your artillery batteries is severely nerfed, so don't worry about Cabell taking a lot of damage. I will leave Bernie and his skirmishers in the fort, and I'll take Siegfried and Kemper out to flank the enemy and try to get as many shots off as possible. I want most of the Union force to head straight to the fort, so I don't want to intercept them too early. I want them focused on taking the fort back while I flank them. So Kemper and Siegfried will sweep around to the south and wait while my artillery takes care of the gunboats. You could turn off Merritt's gun and let Cabell harvest the kills, but I like to ensure that the gunboats are gone before the Union force arrives so my artillery can switch its focus to supporting my ground troops. With my cav back on the field, I'll immediately send them up after the Union officer and the supply wagon first. If the enemy artillery is poorly positioned, I might be able to take one or two of them too. I'll keep my cav in cover as much as I can to conceal my position until the last moment. His artillery are in transition, so I don't have to worry about canister right away. I can try to take one of these guys. His other gun is loading, so my guys need to hurry up and try to get out of range. Then I'll take his supply wagon and his commander. Now the fun starts. Some of the AI units are watching my infantry, so not everyone is charging the fort, but at least it divides its forces a little bit. If the AI was smarter, it would send 3 or 4 infantry to charge the fort all at once and overrun my guys, but it likely won't. I don't think Brooke will make it on his own here. Crocker needs to fully reload his pistols, so I just charge now. Any weapon that uses a magazine or revolving cartridge, like the Colts hold 6 shots, you'll notice that when rounds are still loaded, the red reload bar only drops down to 95% after each round. Once the cartridge or magazine is empty and needs a full reload, then the reload bar will drop all the way down and require a long reload cycle. So they fire much faster when they're fully loaded, but require an extra long reload time when they're empty. That is something you want to be aware of so you don't leave cavalry or dedicated skirmishers in position to take a lot of fire while they're reloading. For 6-shooter melee cav, I prefer to let them fire all 6 rounds and then charge once they are empty, but it isn't always possible to do that. Grant has stopped engaging my skirmishers and headed towards the fort, which is a good thing. Terry's not going to make it. He's already wavering, but I'll see if I can isolate him. So when you press fallback, your troops automatically run backwards. It is something I try to only do when they're being charged, and I want them to run. Otherwise, if I want them to walk backwards while falling back, I'll click on an area behind them and give them the command to face forward so they don't burn condition while they're running. Your units accumulate penalties as their condition worsens. Ideally, you want them to be fresh and heroic, but that isn't always feasible. I'll send my allied skirmishers after the other artillery so my guys don't take canister. Allen and Canfield can do some charging at the end when most of the AI units are wavering or routing. Crocker just got killed, so I might as well just charge the artillery now. As I said before, you want the allies to tank the damage for your main units as they fire as much as possible. So I want to keep Canfield and Down slightly ahead of Security. With everyone in place now, I should be able to quickly collapse the Union right flank and end this in mass charge. Two of the 4 remaining infantry brigades are wavering, so this is close to being over. I'll start to push my advantage and see how many I can capture, since captured enemy units give the best weapons recovery, other than what you would get from your allies. With mass charges, I intentionally try to overlap my charging units so they work together going through multiple other units. Okay, that went pretty well. I had 33 of my men killed, 116 wounded, and 15 missing from my core units of Kemper, Siegfried, and Cabell. The other numbers are for all Union and Confederate forces present. The Federals lost a total of 7,860 troops and 14 gun batteries compared to my 669 men and 1 gun. Only 2 Union infantry brigades didn't surrender. The number in parentheses indicates the size of the unit going into the battle, and the number on the left indicates the number that was still there at the end. Crocker had a kill ratio of over 100 to 1. Not a bad day in the office for him. Cabell had 312 kills. Kemper has the bigger brigade, but has the 55 Springfields and outperformed Siegfried, who has the MJ&Gs. I'll be using those Mississippi and Colt armies at the next battle. Thank you so much for spending some of your valuable time watching today. I hope you found something useful for your campaigns, and I wish you much success, Generals.